Hello and welcome to this yoga flow. We're going to start our practice in a easy seat. Your legs may be staggered or traditionally cross-legged. As you begin to arrive in your comfortable seat, having the hands lightly in the lap, we'll lengthen the spine, taking a few rounds of your breath, just beginning to settle into this space and time. We'll begin to take our left ear towards the left shoulder. And as we take the ear towards the shoulder, you might say a gentle no, just a dash of movement with the chin. Letting the no come to stillness. Stacking the head. We'll tuck the chin in towards the collarbones, rounding the spine. Light commitment of the fingers along the thighs or the knees. And shoulders coming back over the sit bone. Right ear towards the right shoulder. And again, saying a gentle no. Letting the no pause. Stacking the spine. We'll tuck and round. And in your own beautiful time, we'll take a few of those cat-cows, taking the heart forward, elbows coming inward, and that rounding. And the elbows might go out. Landing in a seated cat, tucking the chin in, rounding the spine. Shoulders coming over the sit bones. We'll begin to sweep arms shoulder height, maybe farther up. Hands beginning to come together. We'll come down through the heart. And sweeping the arms up, stretching the fingers. And down through the heart. One more time in your own rhythm. Stretching. And through the middle. As we hit the middle, we'll let the hands begin to go forward in front of the shins or framing our legs. Coming into your forward fold, hands going wide. We can stay quite high up or melt. Taking a gentle sway side to side if that feels good. Walking the hands back towards our lap. Letting the hands continue beyond and behind. And we'll take that gentle little kneading here, lifting, circling a wrist. Continuing with the movement of the hands, or you might begin to bask, opening up the chest. So similar to our seated cows, the heart coming forward. I prefer my chin towards the collarbones, but you might go a little bit further. Just being mindful of the impact on the back of the neck. From our basking, we'll eventually begin to bring the hands back onto the lap. Circling, spiraling. We're going to begin, take a little bit of cradling the baby with the legs. So as and when letting the shoulders settle over the sit bones and choosing that right foot, left hand coming onto the foot. And this morning you might have both hands on the feet as if we're still sweeping the mat. Or you might go a little bit more for a hug. And the cradle and the circling as well. It might be more of a halfway, pausing, and then going in the opposite direction. And eventually we'll let that right foot come back down towards the earth. And beginning to make your choice with that left foot. Again, one or both hands on the foot itself. And I go a little bit further with a hug. Wonderful. Taking the ankle and the foot back down. And eventually we'll come through to a tabletop position of all fours, hands and knees. Taking the hands to one side as we begin to bring our legs behind us. As we do begin to come onto the hands and the knees, taking a little bit of half tiger or a prowling tiger, extending one limb and the opposite. Coming back through to our neutral table, taking a bit of shift and drift. Marinating in our shifts and drifts, or beginning to tuck our toes, venturing through to a downward dog. So again, we can marinate in our table. Otherwise, beginning to explore your downward dog. From your chosen lane, we'll begin to meet in a forward fold, strolling the feet towards the hands. As we come to a fold, halfway, hands to thighs, shins or peace fingers. And folding down. We'll take that one more time, halfway. And fold. Pressing the feet, we'll sweep our arms up overhead. And taking a gentle cactus, opening up. Hands rising, and then the hands coming forward. We're going to begin right hand grabbing the back side of that left. We'll begin to twist, taking the arms over, softening the knees. You might find that you end up locking just for a beat, and then we'll let the hands come back forward. Left fingertips along the outside of that right arm. And back through center. Arms rising, cactusing. Rising up towards the sky, we'll circle feather all the way down to our side. As we release the hands, so we can take that transferring of the weight from one foot to the other. Weight beginning to heavily come into your right side. We'll lift our left heel. We can stay or take a little bit of a dash, and we can trace along the earth. Maybe we float. And this dash might just be that, just a little back and forth. Others might begin to go more in front of the leg, side dancer. So one, it might be momentum that chooses where that lower leg goes. And eventually we'll let that left foot and heel settle into the ground, shifting the weight over to the left side and beginning to make your choice on that right. So a dash of a lift of the heel, tracing, floating. Maybe we begin to cross in front and behind. The right foot beginning to come back, transferring the weight back and forth. We'll begin to let the weight settle and beginning to lengthen. So you might still have a little bit of a gentle little sway, or you might begin to find your mountain pose where you're beginning to be a little bit more stoic with the body in the sense of still staying soft, but lengthening. So soft in the knee, soft at the hips, shoulders and elbows. Taking a big round of breath here, that long inhale, slow exhalation. We'll begin to fold over the body, folding over the thighs, letting the hands come all the way down. And taking your halfway, hands to thighs, shins, peace fingers. And folds. We'll begin to bring the weight into our right hand as we step back with your left leg. Initially a runner's lunge. So it might be a little bit more shallow. From here, we'll begin to lift our torsos up. As we begin to lift, taking any adjustment with the feet and taking a little bit of a shimmy here. So this kind of zigzag, might be a little bounce. And if we like to take a little bit further, lifting the arms up as we begin to straighten that front leg. Again, you might have a little bit of a twist or sway here. And we'll soften and release. If we like, we'll take this 2 more times, taking the arms up, having a little bit of a turntable, and down. Letting the hands rest down. Left hand beginning to come down towards the earth. We might readjust that left leg. We're taking a twist. Right hand onto the thigh. Maybe we take it up towards the sky. Right hand beginning to come down, releasing our left knee. Pressing into that right foot. We'll begin to take our arms up. And gentle lean back. Beautiful. Arms rising. We'll begin to toe heel your right foot out wider. And then we'll casually begin to bring our hands on the inside, beginning to come into your lizard. And the hands might go super wide. You might take that left hand over. And we'll have a little bit of a sway here. And we can take the weight from the foot to the hands. Maybe we begin to explore straightening that right leg. Tapping the foot, coming onto the edge of the heel. letting the foot settle and beginning to build your lizard. We can stay right here if we like. You might take the hand onto that right thigh, coming into more of a winged dragon, opening up the knee. Maybe we begin to bow down onto the forearm. We'll begin to come back onto our hands, sole of that right foot. Taking that left hand a little bit wider as we begin to breaststroke that right leg all the way back, half tiger. We can marinate in our half tiger or taking a side plank. Left hand coming underneath our gaze, left foot beginning to kickstand. Right arm rising. Eventually we'll come back through to that half tiger. Tucking our back toe, lifting the knee, downward dog. And from the dog, we'll begin to walk, crawl, or stroll the feet to the hands, forward folds. We'll take our halfway when we arrive. And melting down. Pressing the feet, we'll sweep our arms up overhead. Opening up the chest for the cactus. Hands rising. Circling, feathering down to our side initially. And we'll continue down to our folds. Letting that left hand go off to the side as we begin to step back with our right foot. Runner's lunge. When you are ready, keeping the hands by the side, we'll lift our torso up. Taking that gentle little rock or dash. And we can linger here. If you do want a little bit more, arms might begin to rise as you begin to straighten that front leg. A bit of wind turbine and softening, releasing the hands. And we'll take that a total of 3 times. Coming back through to our original position. Right hand beginning to go down towards the earth. We'll twist, left hand onto our thigh. Left hand beginning to rise. We'll begin to release the left hand onto the inside of that left foot as we drip the right knee down. Beginning to come into that lizard-like pose. Beginning to rock side to side or beginning to straighten that right leg, left leg even. You can straighten the right as well if you like. Beginning to let that left foot settle. Beginning to build your lizard. We can stay right here again. Hand might begin to come back onto that left thigh, opening up. You might decide to come a little bit lower. Hands beginning to come back underneath our shoulders, left foot. Shifting weight over towards the right as we take our left leg straight behind us, half tiger. Marinating, or that right hand coming underneath our gaze. Beginning to come into that modified side plank. Left hand coming back down towards the earth, half tiger. And gently releasing that left knee, taking a gentle shift and drift here. From all fours, we'll begin to tuck our toes, walking the hands closer to the knees as we begin to come into a toe balance. Letting the fingertips be in contact with the earth, shin, thighs. And if you like, you might begin to take the arms up overhead. Letting the hands begin to come back down towards the earth. Walking the hands forward as we take the knees. Untucking the toes. We'll begin to come through to a kneeling position, sitting on the heels. Meaning to bring the hands together at the heart. Bowing the head to the hands in gratitude for investing in your well-being and your practice. If you'd like to practice together live, I host 7 online classes, all UK time. So if you'd like to check out the link in the description, I'd love to see you live. See you soon.